Hello everyone, welcome back to another Food for Thought video where I'll be providing you delicious insight to mental health and wellness. As you can tell today, I have a Japanese theme going on and I'm even wearing my kimono. Don't get to break it out often, so I'm excited. So, I'm going to be talking about stress. Now, oftentimes when we hear the word stress, we're already like, oh no, or it sucks. Unfortunately, stress has been given a bad rep. And it's all that perspective or shift of mindset of how we view stress. Stress can be a bad thing, or it can also be a positive thing. And how we frame it in our minds really makes a difference in how our body responds to it as well. Now, what happens to our body and minds when we're under stress? Well, it releases hormones cortisol, which helps boost our immune system, so it helps us to be ready to fight those challenging moments. It also releases oxytocin, which helps us or encourages us to seek others, to seek support, to seek connection. Now, why is that important? Well, haven't you noticed that when you're amongst other people or when you're working together, like, just give you something as simple as painting a room. Isn't it faster and easier when you're doing it with someone else than doing it all alone? Or even corporate businesses, they'll set you into teams. And why is that? Well, one brain is, of course, better than another. And here you see my cat in the background. He wants to join our discussion as well. Hello. And what else about stress or our body? Well, it boosts our adrenaline. How is that helpful? Well, we want to have that extra energy as well as strength when we're dealing with those stressful or challenging situations or moments. Now, as you were hearing me talk, you probably heard me say boost of energy, boost of immune system, seeking support, being amongst others, and that's how we thrive. Are those not positive things? Being able to have more strength, more energy. I don't even know if you know, but when we're under stress, we also, our mind increases in memory intake. So we actually are more aware of things around us and we remember it better. So that's another positive thing. Now, as I have shared, stress can be framed in our minds as a positive or negative. And I would like to share this quote with you. It is not stress that kills us, but our reaction to it. So the mindset of thinking stress is bad for us is kind of false. It's how we react in those stressful moments that makes a difference. So for example, here I have this aburi sushi here. And when we're under hot fire or stress, so let me turn this on, we get this flame, right? But when we torch these aburis, it gives them that extra element, that taste, that profile, that deliciousness. So imagine us as these sushi pieces under stress. We're right now literally under stress, under flame. And it produces all these positive things that I had mentioned. But it's our reaction to it that really brings out whether it is a good thing or a bad thing. It's not stress itself. Now before I end this video, I'm gonna give you a couple of strategies to deal with stress. So not really deal with stress, but to deal with our reaction to stress. One, by embracing stress. So instead of running away and leaving it undealt, it will actually creep up in our minds, in our sleep. That's why we don't sleep as well, because it's always constantly in the back of our head instead of dealing with it and facing it. Two, by doing a mental reflection, or like I like to sometimes say, observing through a window. So when we take a step back, and like as if we were to place everything into a home or a place, and then observe it through a window, we actually gain some clarity and sense. So we're not reacting right away with all that negative emotions that can be brought up, but just objectively observing what is going on and gaining some perspective. 3, by managing our expectations. So seeing what is realistically going on, what can be realistically achieved, and what time frame we have. 4, gaining support. Go get support. As I had mentioned earlier, that oxytocin there is released for a reason. 5, taking responsibility. So by taking ownership of those challenging moments, we're more likely to achieve what we want to do by the end. It might not be completely how we see it, but at least we're taking ownership of it. And we're more likely to meet through the end of those challenging moments or get through them. 6, taking care of our body. We only have one body. It's not like we can do a body transplant or mind transplant. So we need to take care of our bodies. If we do not take care of our bodies, you'll probably notice how you'll start getting sick, you'll feel weaker, lower in energy, because that adrenaline doesn't last you forever. And by taking care of your body and resting or fueling your body with the proper foods, you're more at a healthier, optimal level to push you through those challenging moments, to get you through them. But if you're weak and barely getting by, and adding that extra stress on top will only last for a short spurt and won't get you through. Sometimes those stressful moments don't last for a moment, but can last longer than a few hours. It can be a few days, weeks. So you need to have a healthy body. Treat your body like a sacred temple, because you only have one. 7, using your imagination. I like how someone shared with me, if you break down the word imagination, or imagine, actually, you can kind of do a wordplay and say, I am genie. So we are like magicians or that powerful genie. By imagining things in our head, we already are rewiring those neural pathways. So let me give you an example. There was a study done about people in regards to retirement. Oftentimes they don't think about it. They don't think about old age, but when they were asked to imagine themselves old, what kind of lifestyle, where they would be like, how they wanted their lifestyle to be like, it actually starts shifting their thoughts and mind. And so those people were more likely to actually start thinking about retirement plans, planning for the future, than those who did not even do that exercise. So that's the power of imagining or imagination. And lastly, but not least, taking mental breaks. We are so constantly bombarded by information and different things because we're more technologically connected now that we need those mental breaks. Just imagine like how our cell phone, freezes sometimes. We need to do a soft reset. If we need to do that with our devices, our brain is the most powerful device. We should do that with our brains as well. So taking those mental breaks, either doing a break away, just not thinking about it and coming back to it, or doing meditation, self-hypnosis, internal reflection, but not thinking about things that you need to at that moment, those stressful things, but just taking a break away from it. And if you can't, just let your mind wander, because that allows it that break. And those breaks doesn't have to be long. It can be anywhere from 30 seconds. And as you practice, you'll get better and you can do it longer, because you're giving your body and mind that mental rest that you need so much. Oh my gosh, this smells so delicious. I just want to take a bite out of it now. And I've been thinking about that as I was saying this and sharing this video. So with that said, another thing is just, another tip is to just take those stressful, challenging things one moment at a time. Like how I have 4 pieces of sushi. I don't have to eat it all at once because I won't be able to, eat it properly or digest it properly. But taking it one step at a time, one moment at a time, or in this case, one bite at a time. So with that said, oh my, that's so delicious. Take a big bite out of life, because you only have one life to live, so savor it and enjoy it. One more thing, do subscribe to my video and give me some comments and feedback. Also, if you want more information about me, visit my website here below. Thanks.